Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Rennie back with another YouTube video. And in today's video's topic, the title of the video is "I'm not your forever person. I'm here to heal you." So this is kind of like a random video. It's kind of just something I've kind of just been looking into with myself and stuff like that. Now you guys might be confused. You guys might be like, "Oh, like what does that mean? Like what are you talking about with this and that?" This video, I'm specifically going to be talking about, I guess, like relationships or just like talking stages that I've had with people or whatever, this and that. Obviously this is kind of like more of a personal video, but like, you know, like it is with me, like every video on my channel is random. Like I don't have like a specific niche. Like I'm making YouTube videos and YouTube content just for love of the game. I'm kind of just doing this shit just to do it. I don't really have a specific like, oh, I have to do this video about this and that. Like I go about my YouTube the way I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of just doing shit just for the fucking vibe and shit, and that's just how I am. You know, rocking the Chris Redfield shirt today, you know what I'm saying? My goat, bro, my goat. Anyways, but yeah, so this video is really just me gonna be talking about, I feel like nothing has worked out in the past for me relationship wise, but more specifically, I feel like every single time I've gone into a relationship or I've talked to somebody or whatever and that, and not only does it not last long, but I feel like I come in for a specific amount of time, and then, you know, I do really good things and everything works out in a good way, and then it just fucking ends out of nowhere. So I feel like I'm making this video to kind of like express my perspective and what I feel like my role is on this planet, which I know it's kind of like a very bigger, it's a much more deeper topic to get into, I guess, whatever. But I'm kind of just making this video for myself and kind of just like, you know, if for some reason anybody watches this and they feel kind of like they feel like they're kind of in a similar boat, or, you know, things don't work out, I don't know. So I'm kind of just expressing like my opinion or just like my perspective on this, whatever's that. So like I say, I mean, the only thing that's really consistent with my videos is I always have 3 major talking points. So the first point I'd like to make is that, you know, there's been a pattern. There's been a pattern. Like I said, with a lot of people that I've talked to, besides my first relationship. My first relationship was awful. That's my fault. I take responsibility for that. I was severely immature. I didn't know anything about relationships. I didn't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was my first ever relationship. Not that that's an excuse to fucking, you know, of whatever the fuck I did back then, you feel me? But that's gonna be a video for another time. But my point is, I feel like as I've gotten older and as I've matured more and as I've talked to people, I feel like I've only come across certain people that I feel like maybe needed, not necessarily like needed help per se, but kind of just like, they've gone through a lot in life, you know what I'm saying? And so then it's kind of just like, I've come in and I feel like I've kind of like shown these people that they were worth loving, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I just showed up for these people in a very specific way that others previously couldn't show up for them. Now, when you take a look at the modern dating age, whatever that, you guys know it's terrible. The bar is in hell, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, at least with my girlfriends and like, not actual girlfriends, but like my female friends, whatever and that. And I asked them like, how's the dating scene for them and how they're doing, whatever and that. Like, they just say that they just come across a bunch of guys and girls that just like, it's very fucking immature, you know what I'm saying? Just very immature, you know, wasting people's time, just acting crazy, whatever and that. And so I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, nothing like that. But like, you know, like me, for example, like I'm very big on communication. I'm very big on honesty, respect, whatever and that. And so like, you know, some of the people that I've talked to in the past, like they've just dealt with men or women that just weren't able to be there for them emotionally. They weren't able to communicate. They treated them like shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, these people just went through a lot. They went through a lot in previous relationships, and they got treated very badly by their partners, or they got cheated on, or, you know, they went through a lot of bad shit. I kind of just show up, and I'm not saying I'm like some sort of like healing guru or whatever. So now I just, the basic reality of it is that I just show up and I'm a decent human being. You know, I'm not like these other fucking people in the dating scene, and I actually like value honesty, and I value, you know, a good fucking person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying to be fucking, you know, I'm not trying to be like these other assholes in the fucking planet. But you know, when you show up like that for somebody that, and nobody's shown up in that way before for them or really care for them like that, you know what I'm saying? Then it really does mean a lot. And this, I kind of just feel like, you know, like I said, like I made a lot of people feel safe. I made a lot of people feel safe and warm and just like appreciated. And I think that's just like the most basic thing that I've done, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of just like, I feel like I just keep coming across people that kind of need some sort of like realization that like, okay, love is real. You know what I'm saying? Like love is real. You know, there's somebody out there that will care for you. There's somebody out there that will listen to you and be there for you and stuff like that. Even if it isn't me, you know, I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's just been a recurring pattern. Like I just keep coming across these people, and I'm not saying that like my previous partners were like damaged or what. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that just like I just feel like I've come across a lot of people that have just been like done really dirty. They've just been done really bad by like a lot of men and women in the dating scene, and they've just been treated like shit. And it shocks me because I'm just like, how the fuck can some people act this way? You know what I'm saying? And this is sweet coming from me because, like I said, my first relationship, I was very immature. I was very toxic. I did a lot of bad shit. But I'm 26 years old now. I've fucking grown way past that. I've taken accountability. I've fucking done all the internal work, going to therapy, what's that. And overall, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to be like everybody else in the dating scene. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've always been a hopeless romantic. I always value like honesty and just being a fucking decent person. Getting by in today's world, like just don't be a douchebag. You know, that's kind of like the main point of it is. And I kind of feel like I've always had this kind of like healing factor on the inside where it's just like, I can kind of tell when somebody's been through a lot, or if they tell me, you know, they've been through a lot, and like I can kind of be there for them in the way that they need it, or I can try to be there for them in the way they need it. And so I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's kind of just been a recurring pattern. You know, I feel like I come across people that have been done really dirty, and I kind of just try to show up and be there for them, and just listen to them and just be there for people. And you know, they just really appreciate it. So, and in terms of going on to the next point, it's like, what does healing really look like? Now, as I mentioned, you know, a lot of people have been done dirty. A lot of people have been cheated on. A lot of people have been abused physically, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Verbally abused. Just been in relationships where people just didn't love them, just didn't care for them, stuff like that. And like I said, I mean, I kind of feel like, again, I'm not trying to boast or nothing like that. Like, I just feel like I've just shown up for people in a way that others don't really do it, like in today's modern dating age, which is kind of sad because I feel like that should be the standard. But all I'm really doing is just showing up for somebody and just being there for them, you know, listening to them. If I can do anything financially, if I can help them out in any way, you know what I'm saying? Just being there to let somebody vent, to comfort them, whatever, like being kind, respectful, loving, you know, like just doing what you need to do to be a great partner, you know what I'm saying? And just like, I just feel like a lot of it is really just like boils down to, you know, communication, being open, loving, willing, you know, just all being kind, considerate, like, it's just all these little things just boiled into like what makes a good person for a good relationship, stuff like that. And it just sounds crazy because I feel like I'm speaking like I've done something extraordinary, but it's like, no, all I've done is just really show up to be like, again, I'm going to continue saying this, but I feel like I've just shown up to be a decent human being. That's kind of just really what it boils down to. Now, in terms of the healing aspect, like I said, I feel like I've just come across people that, you know, that just been through a lot and just have been with the wrong people. And so then, you know, obviously there's other people that show up, whatever, this and that, but like, I feel like, you know, you come across certain people in your life and they really show you like, yes, like love is real. Like, yes, somebody that cares about you is real. Like, there's plenty of love in the world. And, you know, despite whatever you've been through in the past or whoever you've been with in the past, there are good people out there for you and you will come by them eventually. Whether you stay with them or not, you know what I'm saying? That's up to life, you feel me? But, you know, I feel like you will come across these people. And that's kind of just like, you know, it's life's way of reassuring you, like, you know, this is like, love is real. You know what I'm saying? What? Love is real. It sounds like I said something completely different. But anyways, yeah. So I fucking lost my train of thought because of that fucking stupid ass comment. But yeah, so that's kind of just like what I feel like, you know, I've done and stuff like that. And so I feel like my role and my perspective on this is like, I feel like, not that I feel like I can't maintain a relationship or that I can't be in something long term, because I definitely can. I believe in love. I believe in being with somebody forever. But I kind of feel like I've also just allowed myself to be open to, I guess, like things not working out in a sense, or you just kind of like, I'm open to showing up in somebody's life and being the reason that they believe in love or something like that, or like, you know what I'm saying, like they just like believe like, you know, that there are good people in this world, whatever. Like, again, I'm not trying to sound like some sort of fucking extraordinary human being. Like, no, I'm really just trying to show up and just be a decent human being, be a decent person in a world that right now I feel like doesn't value like honesty, communication, a lot of shitty people running around and stuff like that. So like, I mean, it's just, like I said, it just boils down to basic kindness and just being a decent human being. But in terms of, like I said, going back to the title of the video, I'm not your forever person, I'm here to heal you. It kind of just feels like every single person I've come across eventually, you know, they've gone through a lot of shit. They've been with people that just don't appreciate them, don't care about them and stuff like that. But then when I come in and I show like, hey, look, I care about you. You know, I really want to be here for you. Um, feeling down, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like just showing up for somebody and just being there for them in general. You know, for somebody that hasn't been with somebody like that, like it definitely can be refreshing. It can be a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? And so just like I feel like moving forward in my life, I know this might sound depressing, but if I don't ever be in a long-term relationship again, like I guess I've kind of like accepted like, okay, you know, it's okay for me to be in these like little mini relationships or whatever, so that, you know, because they could be meaningful and they could bring a lot of joy in somebody's life. And even if it doesn't work out, you know, I've kind of just like, yeah, you know, that's kind of just what it is. And that kind of leads me to my third point, which is about letting go without being bitter. So it's kind of weird because it's like, if I believe that I am this healing type of person, or you know, I'm not a forever person, whatever that, you know, like I said, it comes to a point where like eventually it does end, whether that be because of what we've decided or because of what life decided, whatever that, you know, I just learned that not everything is forever, you know, not everything good lasts forever. And I feel like as long as you can make an impact on a person, in a relationship or just casual dating, whatever that, I feel like that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be with every single person forever. I know that's kind of hard to say because like, you know, I believe in love. I believe in all this shit as well. So, but I've kind of learned, you know, it's kind of just like, how do I say this? Like, I'm kind of like looking at my notes right now too. Like, is it lonely? It can be, but like, do I also want to be kept for once? Like, yes and no. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, for me, I actually don't mind relationships. Like, I've been in relationships myself and I don't mind it, you know, as long as it's with the right person. But at the same time, it's kind of just like I said, I've kind of just accepted the role. And like, if that really is my role on this planet and that's who I'm supposed to be, the role of a healer, especially who I used to be when I was younger, I've kind of just accepted it at this point. You know, I'm only 26 years old though. I still have my whole life ahead of me. You know, God forbid I die early or some shit. But as far as I'm concerned, like I still want to continue to show up and be there for people and be a good lover, be a good person, be a good boyfriend, or be whoever, you know, be a good whoever, you know what I'm saying, to whoever I show up in their life and stuff like that. And just be a good reminder that like, yeah, you know, there still is good people in the world. There still is people that, you know, will love you and they won't treat you like shit, whatever's in that. And so I feel like this is kind of brings purpose to maybe this whole thing is cope. Maybe this whole thing is me coping on my side. Like maybe just I tend to think I'm a decent person and I run into people and, you know, things don't work out, whatever, so that, and like we have our little phase and things don't work out. But like I feel like it's also bringing purpose to these type of like relationships or these type of things that I come across constantly. And so I don't know, like I said, this whole thing could be cope on my end. But I feel like, you know, this has just been something I've been thinking about, just like kind of just like doing inner work and stuff like that. It's kind of just like, dang, I've never really had a long-term, I have had a long-term relationship, but I've never had something really stick with me for a long time. But I also, like I said, I come to a realization that I kind of like enjoy being a healer. And, you know, even if things don't work out, I've kind of learned to not be bitter about it and just know that at least if I can impact somebody's life and I can change their life in any way by proving to them that that love is real, that somebody out there will care for you if they really love you and stuff like that, hey, good enough for me at this point. Because the way I'm focusing on myself and what I want with my life and my goals, stuff like that, even if I never end up in a long-term relationship again, hey, I'm completely fine. But if I can talk to people and I can be there for people and stuff like that, and we can have our little phase, whatever, we can do what we need to, hey, that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it reminds me of this saying, because I have it in my notes here. It's like, what if some people enter your life not to stay, but to unlock something you couldn't unlock alone? So, you know, that's another thing I thought about. It's like, you know, what if some people aren't meant to stay forever? You know, some people are meant to come into your life, show you something, teach you something, and then that's it. They're out. You know, people, there could be so many sayings. There's a lot of sayings I love, you know, like some people in your life are there for seasons. Some people, you know, your whole life is a train ride, and some people come in and out. You know, some people enter and they stop at different places. Some people aren't there to be in your life the whole ride. You know what I'm saying? So now that I understand that perspective, and you know, I've kind of changed my perspective on things, kind of just like, maybe that's me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I am that person who can show up to somebody's life, teach them something, love them, or show them that, you know, they're loved or whatever it's that, and then, you know, we go from there. And then, you know, I've also learned that some people can also be that for me as well. So, you know, I don't know, like I said, this whole video could just be coming off as cope, but I kind of just was thinking about this, and I kind of just really wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's very interesting. And like I said, I mean, this video isn't meant to be depressing either in any way. It's just kind of like I was thinking, it's like, huh, what if I am a healer? What if I'm not a forever person? What if I'm just somebody who's supposed to come into people's lives and kind of just show them that they're loved and that they can be loved and that this is real, and that, you know, whether if it's not me, if it's somebody else, love is a real thing, and people can love you and like not treat you like shit and stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of basically like the point of this video. I kind of just want to talk about it. I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know if anybody's gonna really resonate with this. It's kind of just something that I've thought about. I've been thinking about this video, making this video for the past like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. And I kind of just decided to talk about it now. You know, kind of just like, you know, fuck it. let's talk about this, you know, and make a YouTube video about it. Quick Celsius break, not sponsored, but this is my favorite flavor, the retro vibe. You know what I'm saying? Cheers. Anyways, oh. Best Celsius flavor. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, yeah, guys, that's pretty much this video. Just me yapping about life, my perspective on dating, me fucking continuing on doing my thing, and just what I believe in. You know, if I'm not meant to be in a relationship ever again, or if that's just my role on this planet, is the role of a healer, show people, you know, that they're really loved and that somebody can care and appreciate. Hey, it is what it is, bro. At this point in my life, I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna come across people, I'm gonna enjoy them, I'm gonna enjoy the time while it lasts, and if it ends, it ends. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's really the point of this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to drag this video on for too long, but you know, if this video resonates with you in any way, if you feel like you relate to it in some way, please let me know. But yeah, like I said, I mean, my videos on my YouTube channel are very random. It kind of just depends on what I want to talk about for the day. Hey, today I woke up and I wanted to talk about this shit, you know, but tomorrow I could wake up and want to make a video about a movie that I watched recently, or, you know, some other shit. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna take you guys time any longer, but if you guys stayed until the end of the video, thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me yap. If you guys have any questions, or you know, if there's anything in this video that really resonated with you, feel free to comment. I respond to every single comment. We'll go from there. So yeah, we'll go from there. So you guys will be seeing me very soon. Maybe I'll make another video this week, or I'm trying to do 1 video a week, 1 or 2 videos a week. I don't really have a set day for that, but I'm trying to make a goal of 1 to 2 videos per week. Then we'll go from there. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.